In the sprawling metropolis of Neo-Viridia, where chrome towers pierced the clouds and holographic advertisements painted the perpetual twilight, lived a young man named Kale. Like so many others, he was just another face in the crowd, a cog in the city's vast, humming machine. He worked a mundane data entry job, his days a monotonous loop of glowing screens and synthetic coffee. His nights were spent in a small, sterile apartment, staring out at the river of flying vehicles, dreaming of a life he was too afraid to live. He wanted to be an architect, to design the very buildings that dwarfed him, but fear was a cage, and his dreams were its silent prisoners. One rainy evening, while scavenging through a forgotten sector of the city's underbelly, a digital graveyard of discarded tech, Kale stumbled upon a peculiar device. It was a small, obsidian cube, cool to the touch, with a single, seamless surface. As he picked it up, it pulsed with a soft, ethereal light, projecting a shimmering field around him. Suddenly, the grimy alleyway dissolved. He was standing in a vast, empty space, a nexus of infinite, branching pathways of light. The cube hummed in his hand, and a calm, disembodied voice echoed in his mind. "Show me a choice." Confused, Kale thought of his morning. He had hesitated to speak to a senior architect at his company, a woman whose work he deeply admired. As the thought formed, one of the light pathways flared brightly. He felt a strange pull, and the world reformed around him. He was in a sleek, minimalist office, his own name etched on the glass door. Kale, lead designer. The architect he had been too afraid to approach was now his partner, and together, they were admiring a holographic model of a breathtaking skyscraper set to redefine Neo-Viridia's skyline. He felt a surge of pride, of fulfillment, a feeling so potent it was almost painful. This was the life that could have been, born from a single moment of courage. The vision faded, returning him to the nexus. The voice spoke again. "Every decision, no matter how small, is a seed. What you sow today, you harvest in 1,000 different tomorrows." Shaken but intrigued, Kale began to explore. He thought of the time he turned down an opportunity to study abroad, afraid of leaving his comfort zone. The Nexus showed him a version of himself fluent in 3 languages, a world-renowned designer living in a city of art and culture. His perspective broadened, his spirit enriched. He saw the joy, the connections, the life he had denied himself. Then, he delved into darker choices. He witnessed the consequences of procrastination, of giving in to distraction. He saw a Kale who was still in the same dead-end job, but older, his eyes hollowed by regret. He watched as this alternate self looked at his own son, unable to inspire him because he had never dared to inspire himself. The bitterness of that reality was a physical ache. He saw futures born from cynicism, from giving up, where he was alone, isolated, the spark in his eyes long extinguished, a ghost haunting the vibrant city. The device showed him the ripple effect of his actions. A single kind word to a stranger blossomed into an unexpected friendship in one timeline. A night spent mindlessly scrolling through media feeds resulted in a missed opportunity that set another Kale back by years. He saw failure, too. He saw a version of himself who took the leap, presented his designs, and was rejected. But what surprised him was what came next. That Kale didn't crumble. He learned, he refined his work, he tried again, and his eventual success was all the sweeter for the struggle. Failure wasn't an end, it was a stepping stone. Kale spent what felt like an eternity in the Nexus, witnessing the sprawling, beautiful, and terrifying tapestry of his own potential. He saw lives of adventure, love, and purpose, and lives of stagnation, loneliness, and regret. And he realized they all branched from the same point, the present. Right here, right now. The cube wasn't showing him a fixed destiny. It was showing him the power he held in his own hands. The futures he saw were not guarantees. They were possibilities, each one waiting to be chosen. With newfound clarity, Kale returned to his small apartment. The rain had stopped, and the neon glow of Neo-Viridia seemed different, no longer intimidating, but full of promise. The city wasn't a machine he was trapped in, it was a canvas waiting for his touch. The fear was still there, a faint tremor in his heart, but it was no longer a cage. It was just a feeling, a signal, a shadow that proved there was light. He knew what he had to do. The next morning, Kale walked into his office, not with the shuffle of an anonymous drone, but with the determined stride of an architect. He approached the senior designer, his heart pounding, but his voice steady. He didn't have a grand, perfect proposal. He simply said, "My name is Kale. I have some ideas I'd love to show you when you have a moment." "Your work inspires me," the architect smiled, intrigued. It was a small step, a single spoken sentence, but in the nexus of his own mind, Kale could see a new pathway of light igniting, brighter than all the rest. He left the obsidian cube back in the digital graveyard, where he found it. He didn't need it anymore. The lesson was etched into his soul. You don't need a magical device to see your potential futures. You just need to understand that you are creating them with every breath, every choice, every single day. The person you will be in 5 years is being forged right now by the habits you adopt, the courage you muster, and the decisions you make when no one is watching. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't let fear write your story. Your life is not a movie you are watching. It is a film you are directing. The past is the script you've already shot, but the future is an unwritten scene. What will you do today to make your tomorrow self proud? The discipline you build, the knowledge you acquire, the chances you take, these are the building blocks of your destiny. Look at your own life, at your own city of dreams. Your future is not somewhere out there, waiting for you. It's in here, waiting to be built by you. Start building. Start today. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more journeys into thought and inspiration. Your future is calling. Answer it.